right? So the complex, so we don't imagine a very complex universe in our minds. We actually observe what the universe is, and we try to kind of come up with some simple explanations for it. So one of the things that people have observed is radioactive decay. Like we all know what radiation is, right? So basically, a nucleus of an atom consists of protons and neutrons, and the heavier atoms have more protons and neutrons. So now what happens in these heavy atoms like uranium and so on, which emit very high energy particles, is that a neutron suddenly gets converted into a proton. So here this is radium, its atomic number is 88. Because one of the neutrons, I guess a blue particle here, got converted into a red particle, which then is a proton here, its atomic number increased from 88 to 89. But neutrons and protons have roughly the same mass, so its mass remains 228. Okay, that is the atomic mass number, and this is the proton number. Now you observe that this happens. You observe that elements like uranium and all, with a lot of protons and neutrons, are radioactive, and they kind of emit, and while doing that it emits an electron and it emits a neutrino, right? So now how do you understand this? So the question of particle physics is what is going on in this system, because just like electromagnetic force, this is something that happens in nature. The neutrons converting into protons, and therefore radioactive decay, and then emitting very high energy electrons and then neutrino, right?
High energy electrons are different from normal electrons?
No, they just called beta particles, but basically they are electrons with high energy. They are same as
atoms.
Yeah. So now the way you understand it is very similar, and this is what I want you to appreciate. As you kind of do physics, you get a universal way of looking at things. So and that's why this is also called a force. So remember, in electromagnetism, the way we understood is that an electron comes in, emits a photon, therefore it changes its state, so it gets a kick or whatever. Another electron is absorbing that photon and it's getting a kick. So that's how we understand electromagnetic force. Now we suddenly see in radioactive decay a neutron changing into a proton, right? So we then try a similar model. So maybe this force can be explained. A neutron is something that has zero charge. A proton is something that has a positive charge. But we know the charge must be conserved. So if neutron is changing into a proton, then the only way this plus this will be zero is if it emits some particle with a minus charge. So that neutral object created a plus charged object and created a minus charged object. So the total sum of proton charge plus W minus charge is zero, and which is the zero is a neutron's charge. And that W minus then decayed into an electron with a negative charge. Because it has a negative charge, it decayed into a particle with a negative charge and a neutrino, right? So this way of viewing things explains radioactive decay in a very similar way that we understand the electromagnetic force, right? It's a very similar way. So these are called Feynman diagrams.
So it's okay if I interrupt, right?
Yeah,
It won't
sure.
disturb your
Yeah,
thought.
no.
So the W minus, like, can you actually measure it or see it in the?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So whenever you have a theory like this,
Yeah.
which says that yes, you could probably think of a theory in which weak interaction is like this, so immediately you kind of predict that a new particle should exist, and that particle is that you named it W minus, right? Now the beauty is that in physics, like, the opposite thing could also happen. A proton could emit a neutron, in which case it is a positively charged particle. If it gave out a neutron, then the particle which would go would be W plus.
Yeah.
So the moment you predict a W minus, you are also simultaneously predicting that there possibly is also a W plus. Okay, so these then become the predictions of the weak theory. Now, the other thing is, but radioactive force is not something that we are familiar with in everyday sense, right? Like we are familiar with gravity,
Yeah.
we are familiar with magnetism. Radioactivity is almost something that we learn in books, or which people working with, with these elements they see, right? So it is not a force that is so natural to our everyday thinking, like electromagnetism and gravity is. The reason for that is it's such a weak force that you almost ignore it. Now, and the second reason is that it's not a long distance force. Now, since the electromagnetic force carrier is a photon is a light particle. You know, light travels a lot of distance. How do we know that light can travel a big distance?
We see stars.
We see stars, right? Exactly. We see stars, we see galaxies, right?
Yeah.
So light from such faraway places is coming here.
Right.
So light travels very far
The
distance.
sun died 8 minutes ago because it's dark outside. The sun is 8
So it takes-
minutes away.
Yeah, sun is 8 light minutes away, right? So because it takes 8 minutes for light to come from the sun to us. So now heavy particles oftentimes decay very quickly to lighter particles, right? Just like heavy atoms decay, it's the same thing true with elementary particles. Now, photon, light particle, has zero mass. As far as we know, it doesn't have any mass. So if it has zero mass, then the range of the force is actually kind of inverse of the mass. So it's almost an infinite range. So that's the reason why the range of the electromagnetic force, though it kind of drops, it drops as 1 over r squared. It doesn't drop exponentially. It doesn't drop very, very fast, right? It drops as a power law. So that is because the carrier of the that we understand it is because the carrier of the electromagnetic force, which is the light, is has zero mass. That's why it's a long-ranging force. That's why we macroscopically see it. But these W particles, the very fact that we actually didn't know about them, meant that even before they came to the macroscopic scale, that W particle already decayed. That means it must be a heavy particle. So heavy particles could exist in nature, but they will then decay so fast that their range will be very short. Now another force we know, like is long distance force, right, which is gravity.
So
Right, it's a long distance force.
when they decay, you get a gamma radiation. Or what do you mean when they decay?
Yeah, so when they decay, you will get, so W, for example, has a negative charge, right? So it would have to decay into some particle with charge being conserved. So W minus, electron is lighter than the W, so it will eventually go to something like an electron, and then a neutrino or something like that. So because to conserve energy and momentum, it will have, and also like something called the lepton number, it will have to decay into an electron and an anti-neutrino. So it would decay like that. But basically the idea is that it's not something that would last like even a second. In a fraction of a second, or even a fraction of a microsecond, it would decay into other particles. Right? And this is the reason why that force is not a long range force, it's a short force, and that's why it's also very weak. Right? Opposed to that, the electromagnetic force and gravity, they are mediated by particles with zero mass. So their range is infinite. And that's why macroscopically we know those
Hey,
forces.
I was writing infinity.
Okay.
Gravity also.
Yeah, gravity also. But one thing is that we do not have a quantum description of gravity yet. There is no, that's an unsolved problem in physics. So people would basically think that, okay, the reason why two masses interact with each other is because they exchange gravitons. But gravitons are theoretical particles. Right now they are not something which have been discovered yet. Right? And there is no, but once we start putting these gravitons, we also don't have a proper theory. Yeah, almost zero.
Almost infinity zeros. All those infinity zeros, then one. One more thing.
That is the mass of the light. Yeah? It's very, very small.
That much grams.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.